Palm once understood the future of mobile computing better than almost anyone. Before the iPhone turned the phone into a glass rectangle of apps, before Android became the default alternative, Palm had already trained millions of people to carry their digital lives in a pocket. Contacts, calendars, notes, tasks, quick information at your fingertips. Palm made that behavior normal before the word smartphone became ordinary. And then, years later, Palm built one of the most elegant mobile operating systems of its time. It had gesture navigation, it had card-style multitasking, it had a clean way to bring contacts, messages, and online accounts together. In some ways, it felt like a preview of where smartphones would go. But the company that helped create the habit of mobile computing did not own the smartphone age. That is what makes Palm's story more than nostalgia. It is not simply about a company that failed to see the future. Palm saw the future more than once. The harder question is why seeing it was not enough. Palm began with a specific insight. Personal computing did not always need a desk. A computer could be smaller, faster, more personal, and useful in the small gaps of daily life. In the mid-1990s, that was not obvious. Many portable digital assistants behaved like tiny, compromised computers. They were expensive, slow, complicated, or too ambitious for what the hardware could deliver. Palm's genius was restraint. The PalmPilot, launched in 1996, did not try to replace the PC. It worked with the PC. It handled the things people actually needed on the move: addresses, appointments, notes, reminders. It fit in a pocket, turned on quickly, and felt simple enough to understand almost instantly. That simplicity was not accidental. Jeff Hawkins famously tested the idea with a wooden block in his pocket and a stylus-like stick, pretending to use the device throughout the day. As a business decision, that was powerful. He was not asking how many features can we add. He was asking how would this actually fit into a human life. That was Palm's original advantage. It did not win because it had the most technology. It won because it removed friction. The business model was clear. Sell useful handheld devices to professionals, students, organizers, and early technology adopters. Make the software clean. Make syncing with the computer easy. Build a product people could recommend because it solved a problem they already had. The result was momentum. Palm became one of the defining names in handheld computing. Its product did not just succeed. It helped create the category in the public mind. But success created a trap that took years to become visible. Palm's first empire was built around the personal digital assistant. The company understood pockets, calendars, contacts, and quick access. But the market was moving toward convergence. The phone, the organizer, the internet, and messaging collapsing into one device. Palm did not ignore that shift. This is important. The company's story is often reduced to the idea that it missed smartphones, but the reality is more complicated. After leaving Palm's corporate parent, key people behind Palm helped build Handspring, and Handspring pushed directly toward the smartphone future with the Treo. The Treo showed that a phone could carry email, contacts, a keyboard, apps, and business communication in one place. From the operator's point of view, that move made sense. Palm's old market was still valuable, but the ceiling was becoming obvious. If phones were going to absorb the PDA, then Palm's DNA had to move into phones before someone else took the customer relationship. The problem was that Palm's structure and software history had become complicated. Corporate changes, licensing decisions, separations, reunifications, and an aging platform made the clean simplicity of the PalmPilot era harder to reproduce in a faster market. Then Apple changed the category. The iPhone did not just introduce a better phone. It changed what customers expected a phone to be. The device became a platform for software, media, services, and identity. Then, the App Store changed the economics. A phone became more valuable not only because of what the manufacturer built, but because of what thousands of outside developers could build on top of it. Android created pressure from another direction. Google gave manufacturers and carriers a way to fight the iPhone without building their own operating system from scratch. This was the new battlefield, not device against device. Ecosystem against ecosystem. For Palm, the old operating system could not carry the company into that fight. So leadership made a bold decision: build something new. This was webOS. From the outside, it is easy to judge that decision by the result. But inside the business, the logic was strong. If Palm kept stretching the old platform, it would look dated next to the iPhone and weak next to Android. If it adopted another operating system, it would lose the differentiation that made Palm valuable. A new Palm needed a new software foundation. webOS was the attempt to make Palm modern again. And the software really did have ideas. It treated multitasking as a stack of cards you could move through naturally. It connected contacts and messages from different services into one view. It used gestures in a way that made the phone feel fluid. It was a serious attempt to rethink mobile workflow. When the Palm Pre was introduced in 2009, it gave the company something it desperately needed: a comeback story. For a moment, that story was believable. Palm had a respected brand, serious engineering, experienced leadership, and a product that reviewers and enthusiasts could admire. The company was not wandering blindly, it was making a focused bet. But a comeback in a platform market is different from a comeback in a product market. By 2009, a smartphone platform needed developers, apps, carrier support, marketing, hardware quality, retail execution, supply chain confidence, and a fast-growing installed base. Every part depended on the others. Developers wanted users before building apps. Users wanted apps before committing to the platform. Carriers wanted demand before giving more support. Palm needed carrier support to create demand. Investors wanted proof that the turnaround was working. The company needed time, but time cost money. The Palm Pre launched first with Sprint in the United States. That gave Palm focus and a partner willing to promote the device. At the time, that kind of deal could look rational. A smaller company could not fight everywhere at once. But focus also limited reach. Apple already had cultural momentum. Android was expanding through many manufacturers and carriers. Palm needed a burst of adoption large enough to prove webOS was not a niche, but a third serious platform. The burst did not come. This is where the weakness became financial. Palm was spending like a company trying to build an ecosystem, but selling like a challenger that had not yet crossed into mass adoption. A hardware company can sometimes survive with a smaller audience if it has strong margins and controlled costs. A platform company cannot stay small for long because scale is what attracts developers, partners, and customers back into the system. By 2010, Palm's board was reviewing strategic alternatives. Revenue expectations had been reduced sharply. Carrier orders were weaker than expected. The company had valuable technology, but the independent path was narrowing. Selling the company was not simply giving up. From Palm's perspective, it was a way to solve the scale problem. Palm had the software, the brand, the patents, and the mobile knowledge. What it lacked was the financial muscle and distribution power to keep fighting giants. HP looked like the answer. For HP, buying Palm in 2010 for about $1.2 billion was not just about buying phones. HP was one of the largest technology companies in the world, but the future of computing was moving beyond traditional PCs and printers. Apple had shown the power of owning hardware, software, and services together. Google was spreading Android. HP needed a mobile strategy it controlled. Palm gave HP that possibility. The deal made sense on paper. HP could give webOS global resources. webOS could give HP a modern operating system across phones, tablets, and other connected devices. Instead of depending on someone else's platform, HP could build its own. Again, the decision was not irrational. It was an attempt to buy strategic independence. But HP was entering a war where patience mattered as much as money. When HP launched the touchpad, it was trying to bring webOS to the tablet market. The idea fit the broader strategy, one operating system across many devices. But the timing was brutal. The iPad had already shaped consumer expectations. The touchpad was entering a market where the leading product had already become the reference point. The touchpad needed time to mature. Developers needed confidence. Customers needed a reason to choose it. HP needed to show that webOS was not a side experiment, but a long-term platform commitment. Instead, the window closed almost immediately. In August 2011, HP announced it would discontinue webOS devices. The company said the products had not gained enough traction with consumers. In business terms, that sentence was the end of Palm's mobile comeback. What makes the ending so sharp is that HP had bought the thing Palm needed most: scale. But scale without commitment did not solve the problem. A platform cannot become trusted if the market senses that the owner may leave before the ecosystem compounds. Palm had been too small to carry webOS alone. HP was big enough to carry it, but not willing to carry it long enough. Palm's ideas did not disappear. Many concepts that made webOS feel fresh became normal across mobile interfaces over time. And webOS itself survived in a different form after LG acquired it for smart TVs. What did not survive was Palm's ownership of the future it helped imagine. That is the real business lesson. Palm was not destroyed by one bad decision or one stronger competitor. It was caught by a shift in what the market rewarded. In the PalmPilot era, the best product could win by being simpler, clearer, and more useful than everything around it. In the smartphone era, the best product needed an ecosystem powerful enough to make everyone else believe in its future. Palm had vision. webOS had elegance. HP had resources. But in a platform war, the question is not only whether the product is good, the question is whether the whole system around the product can become inevitable.